Alright, so starting with Sableye in the front. Looks like some kind of a firebox on the other side of the field. Probably Ninetales featuring Charizard and maybe even Blacephalon. If it's Blacephalon, I can definitely say it is going to be tough to win that matchup. Especially trading 2 prize cards for 1 with just a Sableye, so I'm going to need additional backup support with a Obstagoon. But I see Reshizard, so should be fine. So the first Stellar Wish in the game will bring my opponent a John Hart. So I'm gonna start putting some pressure on my opponent with Zigzagoon. Of course, this is gonna be 1 energy attachment, a quick ball into some sort of a Applin, so I can have 2 Applins in play, 1 less card in my deck, actually 2 because of the quick ball, and then I can simply use my Load Search. Yeah, let's do it. Let's pick ourselves a Cynthia. What I also like about Sableye is the fact that you can Load Search and basically grab yourself a card from a discard pile, which is a trainer card. So you can even pick a supporter card as well. And the good thing is that Charizard already has 2 damage counters in it. And the bad thing is that my opponent can double Blaze GX my Sableye and pick the 2 prize card knockout. So if that's gonna be the case, probably I will try to set up somehow Obstagoon for turn after this. But then again, he can double Blaze GX. Actually, he can't use double Blaze GX twice, so that should be perfectly fine for me. So if he really wants to knock my Sableye out, he can double Blaze, and that's the actual thing that he do. So the first 2 prize cards in the knockout goes into my opponent's favor. Meanwhile, we're gonna go with a Apple Drops. Let's try to set up some Flapples in play. And possibly one of my Linones. So with Night Slash, I can switch my Linones with something on the bench. So let's go with Energy Attachment, 1 Quick Ball for that Marnie, and I'm looking forward to set up another copy of Applin on my bench and simply Marnie my opponent down to 4 cards. Alright, so additionally there is a Jirachi, and I have also another Linone available as well, so just to be 100% sure that I can have both cards available, I'm gonna first Apple Drop active Reshizard so I can knock it out with my Sableye. Let's see if we can hit heads on the coin flip, so we can simply switch Vulpix in the front. Put another Zigzagoon on the bench, apply a little bit more of pressure to that Reshizard just to be 100% positive that that's gonna be a knockout play. And I'm gonna put that Zigzagoon in the front. Don't really want to risk with Jirachi inactive. Alright, so there is a Welder for Turtonator for 1 card, for 1 energy attachment. Switch into Jirachi for the Stellar Wish, and let's see if our opponent can maybe find himself a Ninetales, so he can potentially catch my Linoone on the bench and knock it out with the Flare Strike before I manage to evolve into the Obstagoon. Well, he have Ninetales, but the main question is, does he have 9 Temptation? And the answer to that is yes, he has. So he can simply pick Linoone, put it in the front, outrage it for only 80, which is not enough for the knockout. And the Scoop Up Net is my top deck card, so I'm gonna pick that Linoone, promote Jirachi, put a skateboard in it, put another Linoone, put the Obstagoon in play, and hope for the best with my... Actually, I'm gonna target that Ninetales and hope for the best with the Stellar Witch. Oof, there is a counter gain as well as a netball, but with the netball I can pick myself a... Nope, not gonna happen. Unfortunately, it is priced. It is priced, and that is absolutely disaster for me. So I'm gonna Delicious Aroma my opponent Turtonator in the front, and I'm gonna also put this Applin in the game, pass the turn, hoping that my opponent won't be able to knock my Jirachi out. So I'm kind of risking a lot here, knowing that he potentially have Welder in his hand and maybe even energy for Explosive Jet Play combo. But then again, I'm hoping for the best. And there is a Lucky Egg and a Cherish Ball, which can be turned into Daddy Change for 6. There we go. If my opponent knocks my Jirachi out, then he will leave me without anything. And that won't be good. So, 2 Fire Energies. The question still remains, can he somehow switch Turtonator or maybe attach energies in it, or simply use 9 Temptation to catch something else? Well, there is a Welder, so it should be enough for the knock against that Jirachi. Okay, and a Pulp Pad for 2 Welders to be recycled back. So, Explosive Jet, 2 energies needs to be discarded. And somehow I regret the decision that I didn't want to retreat my Jirachi into Applin on the bench. We need another Delicious Aroma, unfortunately this time not gonna happen. With Ninetales sitting on the bench and 9 Temptation ready, my opponent can simply knock me out. And I wonder where my Drow support is right now. The only thing that he really needs... Actually, he needs to discard 4 energies with Explosive Jet, which is not actually cheap at all, considering the fact that he also needs to attach 1 to the Turtonator as well. And the best thing is that even if he knocks my Obstagoon out, he can just lose all of the energies from play if I can return knockout on the Turtonator. So this might be a problem. So choose an active Pokemon to become. I don't know. Let's go with the Applin. Oh, what a nice top deck. Cynthia for the win. Should be for the win. It needs to be for the win. Alright. Apple drops the Turtonator. And I'm gonna put Obstagoon in the front, attach energy to it, scoop up net, my Zigzagoon, put it on the bench again, apply a little bit more of pressure to the Ninetales on the bench, scoop up net it again, and basically add a little bit more of damage to that Ninetales. And right now I can obstruct for the knockout this Turtonator, which means that my opponent can attack me only with that Reshizard, but since he already used a GX attack, this won't be possible. And somehow this Ninetales can also be knocked out next turn with my Delicious Aroma. So maybe I should even go turn before for the knockout against the Ninetales with my Delicious Aroma. Maybe that also wouldn't be bad thing as well, but I will probably consider knocking him out next turn, because I just realized that he could potentially welder into knockout with the Ninetales two of my other benched Pokemons and simply close the game into his favor. So he might go with the Victini right now and then with Ninetales. And I see plenty of energies, 16 energies in total, so one extra energy from hand attachment into Ninetales. So he might just hit with Infinity for nothing, and that's the good thing. That is actually a very good thing, because I managed to pick another Applin. I will try to use Aroma, not gonna happen, so energy... Should I attach energy or not? Main question. Let's go with the energy attachment. Also gonna use this John Hart and see if I can somehow get that Obstagoon in play. And maybe even Shrine of the Punishment as well. There we go, there is a Obstagoon. And I can knock the Ninetales out. That was the biggest threat in this matchup for me. And I managed to get rid of it. So let's go with another Net Ball. Fortunately not gonna happen. Alright, with that being said, I can knock Victini out, and I just need to put more pressure onto the Vulpix on the bench. So let's go with a Scoop Up Net. And this will be Obstruct for the knockout. So I have right now 2 Applins available on the bench. With 2 Applins available on the bench, I also managed to draw into Eldegoss. As long as my opponent cannot use Ninetales to catch something on the bench, I'm good. But he has Ninetales right now available in his hand, and probably he can just go for another knockout, let's say for the knockout against Obstagoon. But I have Boss Order in my hand, and I can simply pick the Ninetales and knock it out, which basically means one thing. I can again close the game down to 2 prize cards and simply try to find a way to knock the Reshizard, or maybe Daddy changed it in, or maybe Heatran for the last 2 prize cards. We shall see. There is a plenty of options available on my side of the field. So this Obstagoon stays hard to be knocked out. The bad thing for my opponent is that he already used the Double Blaze GX, but even if he didn't... I mean, if he didn't use the... Okay, so he decided to go for the Applin, so one of my Applins will be knocked out by the attack of the Heatran. Alright, so he actually decided to go for the Heatran. Steaming Stomp, 260, there we go. Evolution Incense. I can try to Marty my opponent. Let's see, Delicious Aroma. pick one of his basic Pokemons. Let it be Reshizard. But that doesn't matter too much. I simply need to go for that Ninetales anyways, and that's gonna be a Instruct for the knockout. So I managed to get rid of 2 Ninetales, and right now the only thing that consider me is if my opponent can somehow throw the boss order onto my bench, because right now my bench is unprotected. Heatran stays here, but I have Appletoon. And I can simply catch, let's say, the Din twice and knock it out for the 2-prize knockout. I can do the same against a Reshizard, so I have a lot of good things and good outplays and good options what I can do. Plus I can also Marnie him down to 4 next turn, because he have like 15 cards. Not actually 15, but he have like 10 at least. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he stays with 11 cards in his hand, and yeah, at the end he just decided to concede the game, probably not having options to recycle back those Ninetales. Yes, as you can see, he plays 2 Ninetales and 2 Vulpix. Already Double Blaze been used, and in addition to that, he didn't have anything available to catch my bench. No boss order, no great catcher of course, but even if he had great catcher, he couldn't use it anyways. So this was my opponent deck list that I played against. You can see it right here. Very interesting deck list, of course. And right here we can take a look at the deck list that I used in today's video. So pretty interesting deck list. Flapple, Appletoon, Obstagoon, and Sableye mixed all together in a single deck, and it works perfect. So with Obstagoon you can use Obstruct to protect yourself from basic Pokemon attacks, but additionally you can Headbutt Tantrum, as well as Contained Shot for damage spread. You can do the same thing with the Apple Drop Flapple, and also with Appletoon you can catch your opponent basic Pokemons from the bench to the active position. Sableye can be used for the Load Surge, and Crazy Close for the heavy knockouts with that powerful Crazy Close attacks. There are also Jirachis and Mew for the bench protection and Trainer Surge. 1 Eldegoss for situational usages, where you can simply pick something from your discard pile and use it. It can be Beatty, Boss Order, Cynthia, or Marnie. From trainer cards, for the setup I play 4 Quick Ball, 4 Net Ball, and 4 Evolution Incense. Additionally, 4 copies of Scoop Up Net, Black Market, and Shrine of Punishments for my stadium decisions. For tool cards I used also Counter Gain, as well as a Skateboard, 8 Drow Supporters, 4 of each Marnie and Cynthia, 1 Buzz, 1 Beatty, and 8 regular basic energy cards. And we can conclude this deck as a interesting rogue deck that you can use these days with Flapple, Apple Drop ability. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for your time. We'll see you next time, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments below. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos in the future, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.